Yo, what's up? This is Carissa Dez. We are on the scene at the Thesis pre-function, pre-show at We Out Here Magazine Creative Space.
That's right. I'm pretty fucking Leon. We out here, we outside, we on the scene. And we're here with
Bills, man.
Big Bills, man.
Big Bills, not the little one.
That's right.
Mac
that's
Bills?
right.
Mac motherfucking Bills.
Mac motherfucking Bills.
MACMFBILLZ.
Is that how they find you on Instagram too?
Yeah, everywhere.
All right.
You
We
can
need
find
to
me
shout out the
everywhere.
socials.
Apple Music, Spotify, Instagram, all that.
Word. So Mac, actually, I don't know if y'all know this. I've been listening to Mac's music for almost 9 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been
Something like
around
that.
a while.
I was probably like 8. I'm 27. I think the
Dang.
first time I heard y'all, your music was when I was like 7 or 19.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, man, how's it feel to be, how do you feel to be like more of a solo artist now? You know, you're doing the Thesis, you're making the right moves and shit. So how you feeling? How you living?
Man, it's actually been cool. I'm still in touch with Heist and Trey.
Word,
them is my boys. They're my best friends outside of rap. So I've been rapping with them a long time, but now I'm more on some just me and bro over there. My brother Dre Slaps. That's actually my real brother.
Word,
He's my producer. He make all my beats. He make all the magic happen. So. I just been grinding, and when I don't feel like it, he makes sure I feel like it.
Yeah, that's what a good producer does.
That's good. That's good for me because I be doing a whole bunch of just everything. So.
All over the
Yep.
place.
Yeah.
Just got it, man.
So how did you begin listening to his music?
It was like there's some cats like way back in the day that I just knew, and then I kind of followed some of them on Instagram, and then they all started working together, and then was it the Black Prince? I saw
the Black Prince
dropped the joint. And I was like, that's when I first got introduced to Mac Bills and the whole squad and stuff. So it's been a very long time. Since I've pretty much been, it's almost immediately when I was out of high school. Like I first started catching wind of God Fears Aliens, all that shit. So
the Black Prince was going crazy back then. He was like, really, really into it, and we'd just play around with it, go in the garage. I had a little Mac, we'd be in the garage recording music.
That's when you were little Mac, or Little Bills.
Yeah, that's when I was Little Bills. That's when I was Little Bills for sure, so we did that and we made that happen. And, I just came back around probably like 2 years ago, maybe, or something like that. 2 years ago, and then I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna just rap." And bro was like, "All right," and then he just made me take it serious, and I've been just going crazy since then.
Yeah, you just need that little push to get back
exactly.
out.
You need my strongest belief is that every artist needs somebody behind them like that.
For sure.
It's so easy to falter, lose motivation and stuff because there's so many different factors that go into just making music. A lot of people don't talk about the brand, all the business aspects, knowing how to go about your contracts and different stuff like that. All that stuff is so fucking draining. Everyone thinks it's performances and money.
No, it ain't that glory and flame like that. It's not that. It's a lot of work behind the scenes of doing this. A lot of work.
Yep.
Them days you don't want to record and you got things coming up you got to record, doing shows, doing interviews, stuff like that. It just comes up and you got to be prepared for it.
It's important and it makes a difference to just, put yourself out there. But so aside from having your friend who kind of pushed you to get back into music, what else motivates you to create music?
Honestly, my brother, he never stopped. He always been doing it since before I rap. So just listening to his beats and, hearing his other artists, that he work with. And it's just like, I know what I can do and we just put it together and they go together so well. It's only right to continue doing it. So
That's how I'm doing
why
stop if it's good?
Very talented.
He's my biggest inspiration for sure. So
100%. So is this your first Thesis performance?
Yeah.
Because I seen you perform at Kelly's before, but you never performed.
Yeah, I just performed at Kelly's, but that was a different situation.
Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. I think the bill's pretty stacked. No pun intended. But I'm really excited to see you perform.
Yeah,
I haven't seen you perform in a long time. I feel like I've not ever seen you perform. I don't know. But,
you probably seen me perform at the clothing store like a few years ago.
Oh wait,
I forgot what that's called. It's right there downtown. We
was it Compound?
Yeah, Compound. I believe it is. Yeah, we performed there.
Legendary
that was
store.
like 6 years ago, though. 7 years ago.
Damn. Yeah, that's a legendary store right there. That's some Portland history for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But now we back tonight and we gonna figure it out.
Yes, that's my favorite term. I'm just like, bro needs to figure it out. I would say, figure it out. Like that's all there is to it. Just
stay ready so you ain't got to get ready.
Yeah, that's right. It's not a problem until it's a problem, and then comes a problem, you figure it out. That's all you got to do.
So, have you been to a lot of the theses
I've
yourself?
Been to maybe two.
Okay.
Maybe two. I just start figuring out, around you know, where it goes on and everything. You know, I never even really knew what the first one I went to. I didn't know it was a thesis. You know, so then I'm like, okay. The second time, I'm like, what is this? Like a. I didn't know what you guys had going on, but I'm like, okay, I see now. It's the first Thursday, stuff like that. So, you know, it's a good, you know, mission. It's a good
I always tell people
movement.
if you, I always say this every single fucking time when you do these interviews. I'm like, if you're getting booked for these, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Like you're getting, you got people that are very, you know, particular and.
Yeah,
you know,
Mac's
really pay attention to the
pretty
culture.
particular about who he gets on.
Well, whoever scouted and spotted me, I appreciate you. You know, just I'm trying to be in everybody's face. It's only right. It's the only way we're gonna make this work.
About time, man.
Who are some of your influences as an artist?
My influences, like big wise, or just in the town, or just in general.
In general.
I'm curious to hear like in
I
the
guess
town.
It's a few people I mess with in the town. Like, well, really, we got a whole rare vibe movement going on. You know, it's about to come out. So, you know, we got Scooter on there and Deuce and you know a few other artists. Direct. And, you know, my brother, of course, he's the head, you know, head honcho of everything. So, you know, them is my biggest influences right now, just my group that I'm rapping around right now, just because, like, you know, we feeding off of each other. You know, we making sure each other, you know, be seen. So as far as that, but I respect everybody in the town that's been doing their thing. You know, I don't really listen to too many people like that just because it's a lot of gang politics and all that. Just I don't want to be riding around listening to something and then it put me in a situation, you know. I know where people, you know, coming from with that, you know. So, but I listen to everybody music, but I just can't, you know, be
affiliations,
public,
man. Getting in groups. Like one thing, even just from a music perspective, is like I'm hesitant now, especially with some of the shit that's gone down in my career with like groups, being in groups, working with people. You know, you never know what everybody's up to. You got when you're in a group, you kind of the whole image of the group falls on you. As an individual, it's kind of ironic because it's like it's a group, but it's still just is people focus on you.
Yeah, for sure.
Specifically. So I'm always hesitant to like, you know, I'll be like, yeah, I fuck with your shit, bro. But like, you know, I'm not really trying to like sign any contracts, make any deals, make any, you know, do
I got to know who you involved with first, you know, because
you never know.
You know, I might block another blessing over here messing with you, you know.
Exactly.
You know, I really try to stay to myself and like I said, rare vibe in the group that I'm with because everybody else they might not like them over here. I do a song with him now. He don't want to work. Like I'm trying to work with everybody. You know, I don't have no boundaries or nothing that's standing in my way.
None of it's worth it. None of that shit. Like, man.
No, not at all.
If you want to create, man, you gotta put your ego aside and somebody cross you at some point.
It's a lot of creativity in this. Like, if people wasn't politicking, I feel like we could start a movement and like really be something.
I'm saying,
you know,
man, I'm saying that's all there is to it.
Well, even me, who you know, I don't even really like put out my music like that. But there's a lot of artists that I'm friends with, and some of them are like, oh, well, you're kicking it with that person, you shouldn't. And then like that other people's like, but I always tell them, you know, like I'm diplomatic. Like for what I do, I'm cool with everybody, and you know, I'm not going to choose sides or anything because I'm here for the music. I'm here for the community. I'm not here to like, you know, be. I am here to be buddy with people, but you know, I'm not here to like pick sides and like for the drama and the politics.
No, for sure.
You know, like we're here for the right
journalists, fucking
gotta stay a little unbiased, you know.
Yeah, you do. It's crazy. Like I had to squash all this shit, and I've squashed pretty much everything that I've ever fucking had at any point. You know, just so I could keep doing this, and just because it's fucking not worth it. You put all that energy into. You put all that energy into hating someone when you can put all that energy into like your music.
It's talent versus talent, man. So it's like in the worst way. We should be getting on the track together. You
Exactly.
That's why I try to like, you know, I pay attention to what's going on around me, but I like everybody and I want everybody to keep their movement going. Because it only take one. If somebody blows up around here, whether it be me, you, every other artist that's about to rap, somebody, then it'll shine light on all of us, and that's what I want.
Everybody gets to eat,
I just want a chance. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, that's what I talk about a lot too. Yeah, there's plenty of room at the table. It's like that feast or famine thing, and for me, there's enough to go around for everybody. It's like work together. Like, you know, I think it's good to be independent, kind of like do your own thing too. But it's like, you know, bring up the community too with what you're doing.
You gotta build that table. You gotta set the places. You know, you gotta fucking if you want there to be a big table big enough for everybody, you do got to take some steps to, you know, allow that to happen.
That's a fact.
You got to make the reservation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you need the utensils. You need to have the tools.
It don't got to be that complicated. It ain't that hard. You know, it could be simple. So
yeah, well, I've noticed that like a lot of younger rappers are, you know, like I'm in like a lot of group chats, and some of them come in and they're like, "Oh, I got more followers than you," and this and that. And they come in already trying to like fight and like be versus everybody.
I'm like, I don't know who you are.
I was like, first of all, I don't know you, and I'm not trying to fight with you. I'm on your team, you know. So that's the wrong attitude to have for y'all youngins coming on the scene.
Anybody who's worth anything, like anybody who's like looking or scouting, if they catch a bad attitude from you, it's over. They don't care how talented you are.
They'll remember your face and be like,
that's real.
A&Rs are not gonna fuck with somebody with a bad attitude. That's the number one thing.
That's another thing.
And you never know who's watching too. You never know who's watching your profile,
especially on social media.
Fake
profiles.
That shit's open. That shit's public.
I don't get too many views, but because I'm not really heavily on social media. My brother's always on me about that. Like, you need to post your songs. I come out with a song.
Reels.
Like reels, you know, I'm trying to be more like, you know, involved in the social media community. But like, that's how you really see what's going on. Social media tell you everything.
It keeps you ahead of the game.
For sure.
And, you know, I really had a hard time switching from Facebook to Instagram, but now I'm like, I'm like obsessed with creating reels. So it's like, it's definitely
I need to get on board with that.
When you figure
reels
it out, then it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I don't really like, I record videos. I'm mainly on Snapchat. That's my biggest platform. You know, I can see who looking at me, you know, stuff like that. My Instagram, I post, and I look at my story views like, who is this? Yeah, like, I never seen you. You know what I mean?
It's weird. It's kind of scary, but, you know, that's what you get. If you get random eyes on your shit, like, you know, it's... You know, probably 1 out of 1,000 of them is somebody that you might want to actually talk to, but you know, they
don't be talking about none.
You know, there's
graphic designers and stuff like that in my message request. I don't want none of you guys' work.
You work for free, nigga. Get away from me.
You cannot have my Cash App
like the fuck,
or my socials.
There's this one scam where people reach out to you and say, "Oh, hey, I really like your look. Can I draw or paint a mural?"
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I get that all the time. I had a rapper friend get that, and they were like, "Oh, I'm really excited. Like, I'm finally about to make it. Like, somebody even wants to do a mural." I'm like, "Sorry, honey, but like, I've got that 5 times."
You just about to donate some money. You might as well just donate. Go to the nearest charity and donate it there for a better cause.
Too good to be true. It probably is, bro. You gotta do it. You gotta work. You gotta work hard. Man.
Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you get like people get a big break. They put one song out and they get lucky. But usually, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. You know.
Yeah, you gotta work. You gotta work for this, man. Like he said, 9 years? You know what I'm saying?
Like, you've been out here for goddamn.
It's on and off, you know, but still, like, you know.
Put in the work.
It's a lot of work that's behind this. But I feel like I'm more serious now than ever, though. Just, I don't know what's causing it or what it is. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I just like the way I look or something.
That's a big part of it, too, man. You got the look. You got
videos is the biggest thing. Honestly, if I didn't shoot music videos, I wouldn't rap.
Well, baby music videos, reels, man. Reels, I've been watching these videos where people are like, me starting out, you know, how I started when I had reels, and it's like 10 views, blah, blah, blah. I had 1,000 followers. And like 6 months later, they post like 3 reels every single day for 6 months. And then they have
3 a day? Damn. I thought I was crazy. You were posting one every day.
It's work, but it's like, what, you do like 30 seconds, you like maybe have a beat, you're like, oh, this is me making my beat. Oh, this is me, my homie recording on it. And then like one other video. Do that for like, you know, a couple times a week, 3 a week or 3 a day. I don't know, however long you want, really. But in like 6 months, this motherfucker got like 50,000 followers. And, and the trajectory is just like that. It's just
I ain't gonna lie. When I post reels, I look at the views and it goes crazy. It goes up, and you be like, who are all these people? You start getting followers. I see, like, if you put in the work for about 6 months, you will accumulate followers.
Definitely.
I just don't be having the drive to like, let me record right now and put it on Instagram. Like,
it's a lot of work too. Like that's a whole job right there.
My face all the time.
Like I said, I mainly go to Snap. Like when I go to Instagram, I go in my camera roll. I don't really record on Instagram. So it's hard, you know.
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous to see like what comes out next because like now I'm finally like getting into like TikTok and Instagram, and there's gonna be another one that pops up, and I'm like, you know what, I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah, AI app, bro.
Speaking of
AI that generates content out of your
that's gonna be the next
photos
thing.
and videos.
Yeah,
that's what they doing already. I go on Instagram and they be like a reel we put together, and I'll be like, damn, this is kind of fly. If you go to my page, you'll see I posted a few of them.
Music
like,
videos they be putting together. There's reels. There's man, it's crazy.
They do it for you. They do it for you.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the future, do you have anything coming up? Any projects that you want to talk about?
I just dropped my project. What was that? Yesterday. I just dropped the Slaps and Beat project. Me and my brother. Ooh, you got to go listen to it.
Oh, okay. Sounds
are you gonna be
good.
It's slimy on there.
Y'all perform some of that tonight then?
Yeah.
music?
Everything.
Okay.
I think every song on there besides Kobe, that's just my song everybody knows, so I always throw it in the set.
Of course, you have to for the
all the rest of the
people.
songs are on there on the new tape. You know,
Right.
I just recorded 2 new songs. So, you know, I'm just going to keep working. I'm just going to keep putting it out. I just got on a few other artist
stop.
songs. So I usually don't do features. Everybody knows I don't do features.
Really?
But
Word, okay.
now that's why I said this group that I've been working with is good, because
You just gotta find the right
now
people.
I got people that I can, you know, get on.
You can trust. You can trust.
Yeah,
that
that you
they
actually
wanna be
get
on
the
there.
job.
Because people in the town hear me to do features, but I'm like, you know, like who you mess with, you know what I'm saying? So, but I know these is chill people, you know, so I get on a song with them and these is my first features. I actually like my features more than my own songs, honestly, so,
Word.
which is crazy, but
that's
it be
man.
like that sometimes.
Just branching
Yeah.
out though. That's all it takes. You just gotta start branching out. Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna start fucking promoting some of my shit, just putting shit out there, just being like, fuck it. I
got a beat from you. I'm going to get on. I'm going to actually get on that, man.
Yeah, get on that, man. That's you.
You got my
That's free.
word.
I just bought some
free.
beats from Leon too. So
Yeah. That's like
Everybody get on it.
Hook
A Leon
Des up
beat.
with like 4 beats.
Okay,
I'm leasing them. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
We'll get more from there.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we'll let you get to sound check.
Yeah.
But it was so
Alright.
nice talking with you.
I
Mac
appreciate
Bills.
y'all for having me on
Yeah.
here, you
Yes,
know.
sir.
Yep.
Shout out your
And
social
then your
media.
socials
Show.
one more time.
Oh yeah, my socials is MACMFBILLZ on everything. Really underscore on Instagram though. So it's MacMFBills underscore on Instagram. And that's really all I be on social media wise. But my TikTok, you search my name and you'll find it.
Word.
Everything on and Apple Music and everything else like that. So
Nice.
Yes, sir.
big bills, not the small one. We back in action.
We got
baby.
past big-
This
small
ain't gonna
bills.
be the first time you see me. You know what I'm saying?
catch 'em at
This
the
ain't gonna be
fucking
the last
Thesis,
time I'm
Yeah,
in.
come out to the
It's
Thesis.
the first time.
Well,
This ain't gonna be the last time. You
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. We out.
Appreciate
man.
it.
Thank you, man.
every
Appreciate
first Thursday, come to the Thesis at Kelly's Olympian.
That's right.
8:30, doors open, but don't be there past 9. But I mean, still show up either way. But try to be there on time.
Beat us there. Probably not possible. We're gonna leave like in like 30 minutes, but beat us there, man.
Beat us there.
Beat us there.
We ain't there yet, so make it there before us.
Yo, man.
I don't know if I'll get this edited on time for people to see it before this one, but be at the next one for sure. And go
All right.
check out his music.
Yo, I'm pretty fucking Leon.
Yo.
We out here magazine for the Thesis pre-funk, and we on the scene.
I'm
right.
Carissa Dez, and we have our special guest over here.
My name is Jamie Fortune.
Yes, sir.
Nice
yes,
to meet you.
sir.
Nice to
Jamie
meet you.
Fortune, man. We were just talking about a couple seconds ago. He was coming to Page Street, man. Him and D. Dwilly recorded a song. I think we're gonna hear that tonight. Can you tell us about that track?
Yeah.
Is the name out there yet? Or
Yep.
okay.
So the name of the track is Yada Yada, and we got to record it with Frankie at
Yeah.
Page Street,
Shout
like
out
you were
Frankie.
saying.
That's my best friend.
Shout out Frankie.
Yeah.
Dude is mad patient. I think part of the experience, there's going to be a little plug on Frankie, I guess, but part of the experience that made it so great was that Dwilly had actually won the studio time in a contest.
I remember that. It was
Okay.
a Cypher, I think.
Yeah, so he won that. But then here's the thing, it was only meant to be a certain amount of time, but it was
Yeah.
a Saturday that we went in, and he's like, I don't really got anything else going on. Let's just call it a free song instead. We had
Word.
gone well over our time, but Frankie just did us a solid, so thank you, Frankie, for
Frankie's
that.
a fucking
That's
dog. man.
Dope.
Made sure we sounded proper, and
That
the
shit
song
sounded
came
real
out
good.
same
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. No, I was stoked to see y'all working in there. Like he was like, yo, I got this session. Like, da, 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 da. And I was like, yeah, man, it looked like it sounded like it went really well. So
Yeah. So what kind of music would you say that you make? Because I've had D. Dwilly on my other show, and then we've done an interview with him here before.
Nice.
And so I've listened to a lot of his music before. But would you say that yours is similar to his, or how would you say it's different?
I think we found common ground. Like when he approached me with Yada Yada, he's like, I think you would sound good on this beat. And so
Word.
that was really cool because a lot of times people just hit you with the let's work. In the
yeah,
videos,
or like feature.
Yeah.
and
they don't
you're
even
like,
do their research. They don't even know what you sound
Yeah.
like. So
Yeah,
when he
yeah.
sent it to me, I could tell like he cared
Yeah,
about like my catalog, listened to songs, and thought of,
Word,
this would be a good feature. As far as my sound, I'd explain it as probably like alternative hip hop.
Word.
I feel like that's a nice blanket statement for when you don't really know where you're like how to place things.
Right.
You know, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah. Or
alternative
if
rock
you're,
and
like,
roll. You're like, there's room to
multi-genres.
grow.
Yeah.
You don't want to pigeonhole yourself. You know?
Yeah.
So,
And I do want to say that I feel like you and D. Dwilly both have like a good positive vibe. Like I don't know you,
Yeah.
but I just like when I looked at your Instagram and I know D. Dwilly, so like very cool, like positive vibe.
No, probably like
Yeah.
I don't know you very much. I don't know you at all yet, but I'm like, yo, this motherfucker's great smile, very positive, ready to go, man. Like I'm like, yeah,
Great
that's
smile.
very really vibes, you know.
Thank you.
I
think,
all are both very positive.
Something about Dwilly that was really cool is like he runs his Bars Over Bars showcase.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get that booted up again this year. But it was the first showcase I was telling Mac that I got paid for. The first time I got money in my pocket off a show.
Yo, that's the best feeling in the world. Even if it's like $20.
I know.
It's
and-
like you're not paying. So
Yeah, it was crazy. And so like it was cool that he saw that in me. I got a full set. It wasn't just a couple songs. It was a full set. I brought Silas on there, some of my Rosie guys. You know, we got Rosie, which is Reaching Our Struggling Youth. That's K Wayne's. Not a label, but like a collective. And we meet together.
I love that,
so we all got to kind of share the night. I got $50. And then I was like, you guys want to divvy this up? They were like, that's yours.
That's so beautiful, man.
You know, I should have, but you know, no, I took it and I was like, we're getting Taco Bell.
Yeah. every time I get I get paid from any show, it's usually like, all right, where are we gonna go eat? You know,
right?
Like,
And you should like put it towards the art theoretically, like you know, all this costs something, but it's just exciting.
Put it towards the vibe, man. I always say put it towards the art or put it towards the vibe because like you can. It's just as important to have those special moments with like your people or just with yourself and enjoy, you know, the fruits of your labor. And stuff.
And like we talked about, community is a big part of kind of like a musician's world, really. Like you can't really do it without the community. Yep. So that's, you know, you're putting the Taco Bell is giving back to your community a little bit. So what do you have to say about like the Portland community compared to other like
are you from here actually?
So I grew up in Tigard.
Okay.
So I'm from, you know, the Northwest. I lived in Washington for a little bit, but when I actually entered the music scene, it was Portland. The first showcase I got to be a part of was Shrista's late lyrics. So Shrista was doing late lyrics with Echo the Savage, and that was the first time I got to perform. Very nervous, very stiff, but stoked to be out there. To get to be asked to be on the Thesis, I was telling Mac, I was really thankful, even as a guest spot, because it's an honor.
Yeah.
Like the Thesis is a huge thing for hip hop.
It's the biggest hip hop thing and motherfucking thing in the whole city, man.
And the freshest too, like the vibe, and also like everything is just so professional, and everything. And so many people ask to be on it too. Like people from other cities and stuff will ask, and Mac's like, no, I'll choose. I'll choose you because it's like it's not just like he doesn't just like throw a bunch of artists together. He you know curates
carefully
it.
curates.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I was saying before, man, if you're getting on the Thesis, then you've done something right for sure. Because it's like I just don't, you know, I don't see like there's a lot of shows that happen in Portland where everybody just throws everybody they know on a bill. They don't really think
like all
about
their buddies.
curating a vibe, but it's a very meticulous, you know, well thought out process. So if you get picked as a part of that process, you know, hats off to you, man. That's fucking dope.
The other thing about it was like, you know, the first shows like Late Lyrics or even Shane Taylor does the Flow Show, which is awesome.
We've done
It's artist discovery, you know, so it's like you get a couple songs, you get to meet a lot of people, a lot of networking. That's actually how I met like Rosie. So I'm super thankful. But the first time I saw like a show like the Thesis, it blew me away because it was like less artists, longer sets, like you said, curated and thought out, and just these artists have put in the reps. So they're going up there like well seasoned, and what you hear is just like, you know, it blew me away. Me and Silas was watching Wavy Joseph's.
Were
you there for that?
I was at that one. I think the last
my face like melted off, dude. Such a great performer.
Yeah, it was
songs
so
were
good.
awesome.
Shout out Joseph, man.
Yeah.
He's crazy, man.
And he's like, a lot of times when I see like a really good artist perform, I think that they're like, you know, gonna be stuck up or something. But he just like really, he's like, yeah, what's up?
One of the nicest guys I've ever met, man. That's so nice, man. Love that.
That's the way to be. Like honestly, like that's super important. I mean, you can be an asshole like if you're a great musician and still make it, but you're gonna go a lot further if you're like nice to everybody around you too. Like,
I'm all right. That's why I decided to come in with the humble approach. You know.
No, I always tell people, man. Like I was just saying earlier, like man, if you got a stinky attitude, like you being like mid or below mid and having a good attitude and just showing people that you want to work is gonna go way farther than being like a fucking phenomenally talented and just being a shitty person to work.
Yeah. Why do you think I'm being so nice to everybody? Because I'm about to put out music soon. No, I'm kidding.
Got the album dropping.
Oh no, that's about to drop a few tracks on my beats.
So I'm not gonna be shitty.
I'll be like, don't tag me in that shit.
I think something about like, you know, this, what's really cool about this platform, you're like showcasing, highlighting what's going on in the city. Yep. And then you mentioned you do music. What's really cool is it all really goes hand in hand. There's a lot of skills that you had to learn, even if you didn't have an interest in it before, like teaching myself TikTok or social media for the guys, for myself, but it kind of all goes together. So doing something like this where you're giving, it's so weird, but you know, I'm a very spiritual person. I feel like the more you give, the more it comes back.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
And you can be humble and still be conscious of that. Like you can be humble and you can give to people and know that it's probably going to come back, you know, in a good karmic way. And you can still be, it's part of just, you know, human existence. It's having good faith in the fact that it's going to come back, you know, tenfold or whatever. And, you know, whether that's like financially or just spiritually or just like, you know, having more people and love in your life. Like you give love, you'll come back.
Yeah,
you know?
that's definitely true. And a lot of times people like try to like show that they're doing the good things or like they're like, hey,
Giving a
guess
homeless
what
person
I
like
did?
$20
Hey.
on Instagram. Like, oh my God.
Hey, I'm giving this to a houseless person.
That's a little cringy.
But it's like
It's
you
cool,
don't really
but-
need to do
Yeah.
that. Like, you know, people see what you're doing even if you're not throwing it in their faces, you know. So
Right.
yeah, for
The
sure.
universe is watching. The cameras in the universe are always on.
My cameras are always watching.
Yeah. Oh God. Cut that.
Cut that part out.
It can be shot and edited out later.
Yeah, I'm actually Big Brother. No, but so you said that you have a song that's coming out. Do you have anything else coming up that you're excited about, like a tour or anything
Word.
like
I do.
that?
I
or-
wish a tour, not a
Okay.
tour, not that big. We're working on
Not
it.
yet.
We're working on it. I do have a 20-track album coming out on
Oh,
July
wow.
1st.
I
Okay.
think I saw something about that because I was like, God damn, a nigga's dropping a 20-track album.
Well,
And
I think it was it like somebody else was dropping like a 22 song album too, and we were like, whoa,
It's pretty
Like,
crazy.
that's a lot of work. But
Like how that came to be, I got to link up with Escape the Tiger. Shout out Escape the Tiger.
Word.
He's been putting in mad work, but just like on the low, like he doesn't promote himself like that. When I literally went through his Spotify and I counted just to see like how much has this guy done.
Yeah.
130 songs, over 130. He's self-produced, you know.
Jesus.
Wow.
When I saw that, I was like, dude, like, and he wanted to work with me. I was honored.
Yeah,
you know?
no, that's fucking.
So it was just good
doing the
energy
right
back and
things,
forth. Good energy back and forth. And within 2.5 months, we had the album done. We sent it off to
Wow.
my buddy Gray,
That's
who I
a quick
worked with.
turnaround right there.
Yeah, and we're down to the last 4 mixes, so it's on time.
shit. Yeah.
And then the last big thing is raising the funds, but $200 donation just came in today.
Nice,
Oh, yeah.
man. Helps people believe in the vision there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jeez, yo.
I was actually going to ask you about that because I saw that you had a GoFundMe
Yep.
to finish your album.
Yep.
So looks like you're getting the money to.
So
to do
what's
it.
crazy is I've gotten to do 2 other ones, and one was for 600, the other was for 800. This time 1500. Each
Damn.
time it
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
up. I feel kind of like, will people really give
And then
to
you-
this? And it gets scary, and you're putting yourself out there that way. You have to kind of suck up a lot of pride to be willing to ask for help, but knowing that you
Definitely.
can.
I mean, that's
You
that's
know?
all there is to it. Is like also people see like if they see that your work ethic is there, like I'm way more inclined if I can give to something. You know, like I would
Right.
be like, yeah, maybe I will just donate to this GoFundMe because
Yeah.
like fuck it, this motherfucker's trying to get some good.
And
shit
it
out.
doesn't
Yeah.
take much. Everyone gives 10, 20, whatever it adds
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
And really it's a
collectively.
numbers game. You know, the people that give, like that 200 donation blew me away, but it's also like, you know, together it gets done. And what I did on the last album is I put everyone who gave like name on the
Yeah,
project, you know, and stuff like
that's
that.
so sweet.
At least as
Yeah.
a thank you, and then sent out the projects before it dropped kind of thing. And for this one, it's just going to be a digital release, but I still feel the same amount of just like gratitude. And especially for Zane, this is going to be like work we can be proud of and put out. So it feels good
Is it
to
gonna
have.
be on both of y'all's page? Is it gonna be?
Yeah,
on,
so the way we're gonna do it, when you release a project, you can release it like collaboratively. So
Yeah,
even
yeah.
if he uploads, he can like have it drop
Oh,
on
yeah,
mine too.
yeah.
Yeah,
But we're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
have
Yep.
10 tracks dropped on mine, 10 on his, but on both of
that's
ours
cool.
on the same day. So it's just gonna be like boom.
That's fucking
Awesome.
dope. Yo. It's like a B-side shit. A-side,
Yeah.
B-side, yo.
So I'm excited.
Yeah. But I was going to say, like, that's the cool thing about social media is that, like, you can show your supporters your progress, like, even every day if you wanted
Right.
to. So they're like, okay, that's what I'm donating to.
Right.
And there's like a record of all of that. So
What I
but
would love, have you seen the Kanye documentary?
Yeah, I have.
I haven't yet.
He
I need to though.
what was his name? Why am I blanking on his name?
The videographer.
Yeah,
I
he
forgot.
just had that guy believed in him from the jump. When
Yeah,
people
no,
didn't, he
the
was
very
like,
beginning,
I don't know
man.
why, but I gotta film you.
Yeah.
And he
Sometimes you
decides
just
to
know,
do that
yep.
for years, and
That's
that's
all
why
it
they
takes.
have the documentary.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine having
Yeah.
that luxury of someone just like filming you guys?
I was
Yeah.
like thinking about it, I'm like, this motherfucker has been recording this whole like I've started listening to Kanye West when I was in like fucking 3rd grade or something like that. And he was recording all that time. And
Yeah.
it's like for it to drop now, that is love. That's like a love project. Like because
Right.
it's like he probably wasn't getting any like people weren't funding him for it probably. They didn't know
Right.
how it was gonna turn
just like
out,
a
the
little side
production,
project, yeah.
like, you know, putting that thing together, you know, mixing it right, all that shit.
Right.
That's so much time, and I'm sure people didn't believe in it. They probably didn't believe in it mainly because Kanye wasn't popping in the way that he is now at the very end. Like, it's the only reason it probably was able to come out. Is 'cause
That
it's
social
so
proof
huge.
aspect, like if you've heard that kind of like, whoa, it does work like that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
someone will see your page, 800 followers, like,
Yeah.
I don't think I should care. Even
Yeah.
if you've
It's
got
like
the
your
talent.
resume, really, you know?
Yeah.
Really. And
Yeah.
and there is something to be said for that, you know, to an extent. Like But at the same time, it's kind of like, you'll
not
miss something
everything.
great.
Yeah.
You'll miss
Yeah.
something great.
Oh man,
like maybe somebody's just starting their page or something. They have like 100 or like only 250 followers.
No,
Yeah.
I know big ass industry cats. Like my homie Liam, he's fucking, he's signed a Def Jam and he's got like 300 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, some people just don't do social media.
Travis Scott. And, like,
That's crazy though. It's like,
crazy.
so I was
he's just low key.
Yeah,
This
so
nigga's well off, but he's
Yeah.
low key. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's not mad about it, right? Like
No.
you cash that check
he's
to
doing
make
fine
you a
without
living.
it. Yeah, he
Yeah.
probably likes to stay low
Incognito.
key.
He gets to kick it with all these people. He has enough fans running around like all
Grabbing
in
him.
his face. Yeah. He's chilling. Like that's a fucking dream.
He doesn't need social media. He just does that shit in person.
Yeah, he just fucking.
He has people liking him in person. But so I was going to say that, like, I feel like a lot of Portland artists are very DIY, and that's probably the same for like anybody like just starting up. But like I think it's important to have like a good team behind you, and like
Absolutely.
just like doing what I'm doing and like wanting to do everything, like be the camera person, be behind, in front of, and behind the camera. I realize that like how many jobs are needed to like so like when you're like getting bigger, do you think that you're going to have like a big team, or are you going to continue kind of like being more solo? Because like
So I
Yeah.
got the collective, Rosie, and we really help each other out where we can and how we can. Show up to each other's shoots,
Yeah.
take BTS for one another,
Yeah.
show up to the
that's
shows.
cool. Yeah, that's
Like someone I really look up to is La Russell. If you've seen the way that man moves, it's admirable. There is a lot he had to do on his own, but he starts hiring family and friends. And if it, God willing, the music ever gets to that point, you best believe it's like, Jake, my brother, quit your job.
Yep.
Like, mom, like you're doing this. And
Mom, I need you to be my bookkeeper.
yeah, no, 100%. I feel like that would be a really cool way to do it, because like it does take a village. It takes a tribe.
It really does.
And if you want to have sustainability, I think this building alone that we're shooting in is a good example. We Out Here magazine. It's like
Shout
you
out.
just showed us. Sorry, I'm looking over there at Mac.
No, I do that all the time.
He just showed us like the layout of the space and all, not all the faces are here, but all the faces that are required to run this space to get it to be all that it can be.
Space.
And it has
important community space.
yeah, and there's like the recording section, a place to now run shows, because they just ran a show out of here recently. We're recording in here for this, and so it's just I feel like that longevity piece of, if you want to build something truly worthwhile, first you got to believe in it. Second, as you go out and be brave about it, even if you're alone at first,
own that
it attracts the people that you're gonna run with.
Yeah,
for a
getting
long
out
time.
there and like making yourself visible and networking is
Absolutely.
And just being
Yeah.
yourself. Just being yourself, even if it is like, you got to believe in your art and like, believe in what you do, but just actually just being a genuine, honest human, it gets you so much further than anything else. Like people can see through that. Like they can see through facades. So just like fucking just be yourself and, go out and show out and do what you do. And people will take note. They'll be like, oh, even though the motherfucker's quiet and he's not flexing and doing all this weird shit. And, that always really sits well with me. Like the people I've approached, in public and for shows and for managing because I do artist management stuff too. Like people I approach are usually the ones that are just like, I'm like, yo, like you just have a genuine, like you're just enjoying the music. You just have such a good vibe about you. You're not like flashy and fucking flashy and flossy. Mix them together a little bit. But, like I just love like genuine people. And even if they are like fucking cocky as shit, but that's genuinely who they are, I'll be like, yo, there's a place for that too. There's plenty of room for that, So.
Yeah, and sometimes the music can speak for itself, and like I've seen people like not have style and come out, and their music is just like the sound is great and everything.
Stage presence.
But then sometimes you kind of need that little like padding, and you have to have like amazing style, like you have to have that, and like you have to be a good communicator. It's just like I guess it just depends on like what kind of artist you are, because like like sometimes it's all about the style, and then the artist comes out and their music isn't great, but like the style is great, so it kind of makes up for it. So
so I don't
funny
got the style.
his music is great too. What are you talking about?
ASAP's great. I love ASAP. He's a great
A$AP.
artist, but I always use him as an example of that because he used the music to catapult him into fashion, which I feel like he's more invested in, and he's become an icon.
And that's a good point. I feel like, for you to see that, picture, and then you're like, oh shoot, I gotta have my hand in this, that, and the other. A lot of it
doing
comes
everything.
later.
It does. Yeah.
Just stay focused on the main thing, and then you're gonna come across other people that are good at that, and they're gonna get you interested in it.
Doing good at this, or like maybe you should try this.
Yeah, you don't have to do it all at once. Like I also think about like well, even if I got like the money, would I know how to invest it? Absolutely not. I spend it all on Taco Bell. Like, so like for real though, I would get. We don't even have like the endorsement.
I don't even know their little jingle. Like,
it's just a bell. Anyway. It's a gong. It's like.
But I mean, like, you know, I wouldn't know what to do with it. I really had thoughts about that. Like, I'm not even good with like the little money that I do have. You know, like when I have it, I spend it. But I thought. A lot of those guys probably weren't. They probably had to hire like financial advisors, and maybe they were peers that were like, "Hey, I invested in real estate. Maybe you should do that." You know what I'm saying? So like, I think a good thing for like artists. I don't know if this could be like a space to encourage.
No,
but like,
100%.
You don't have to have it all figured out.
Yeah,
you can figure it out as you go, and you can go, "Oh, that didn't really work that well. Let me try it this way." And I think for anyone that's afraid to put out anything and they're sitting on it, stop that because like when you put it out, that's how you end up having opportunities like this or meeting your tribe. So
I feel attacked.
You gotta put it out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I'm kidding.
Be willing to be seen.
I just have a lot of music that I'm like, it will never see the light of day.
Oh, it should.
It should.
Everybody else listen to his advice.
2,000 people. 10 are gonna be released.
It should, because here's the reality. Like if you're willing being able to be known in that way, like it's doing nothing for you collecting dust on the hard drive. Besides a reminder, but it comes out and it hits someone, it strikes a chord where they're like, I mean, music is so powerful to the point where like someone might put down the knife or the gun. They don't want to take their life because something that you said spoke in a certain way.
For sure.
It could be one person.
Like money aside, like you're having that kind of impact. So then when I think like that, it's like, don't hold it
always
back.
worth it. It's always
Don't
worth
hold the music back. You're afraid of being known, then that's something you need to work through. But if you put it out,
yourself, like
like that's just what I believe. So it's like,
I mean, music definitely saved my life many a time. So, you know, like when I was in like a really dark spot, you know, that's the only thing that lifted me up. So definitely, you know.
There's always someone out there that needs to hear, or even just knowing that someone else in that similar position put out music.
Right.
You know, because I know people are really hesitant and people feel like I hesitate with putting out my shit, and then like my homie or somebody close to me who I really respect, and they'll be like, "Oh, bro, like I'm about to drop this thing. You want to get on it?" Or like, "Hey, man, send me beats," and I'll, you know, and that helps me open myself up more. And I also want to say in regards to, you know, dropping music and, you know, it takes a team, it takes a village. There is a lot of resources on YouTube where motherfuckers will help you. They'll give you shortcuts. They'll say, hey, this is how you do it.
That's
so you
how I do all my
listen
learning
to
right
those
now.
people. Like I'll listen to all these different producers and they'll be like, give away your shit for free. They'll be like, yo, keep it simple. They like these are things that they had to spend 5-10 years learning that you can learn right out the bat and cut out the fucking all that time and, you know, get yourself placed.
Absolutely.
You know, so listen to your elders, listen to people who came before you
Listen
and did it right.
to the old people.
Listen to old people. Unless those old people fell off and they're trash. I don't know.
Maybe not. Well, I mean, they might still have the wisdom.
They've got wisdom.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we're going to let you get to sound check, but is there anything else that you want to say to your fans or future fans?
I want to just say thank you. Thank you for everyone that is listening. You know, LaRussell, I brought him up. He posted this thing where he said like, any view that's above 0, even if it's 1. Did you see that? He said like, that's
You're
a blessing.
somebody.
It is.
Yeah.
It
And he said
really
any
is.
sale that's above 0, that's a blessing. So I needed that mental check because there's a lot of comparison in this industry.
Yeah,
You'll be like, oh, I'm not doing numbers like so-and-so when, you know, and when you realize like, well, wait a second, from where I started, I'm doing numbers from where I started.
That's what I was going to say
Yo.
is they started off at the bottom too. You know, they started off with 1 view.
And this
too,
industry is like, from glory to glory, like it compounds, it's multiplication, it's not an addition.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exponential. Yeah.
It's exponential. So every year you grow like vastly. And that's one more thing I want to say. I want to bring it back.
please,
I know it's
let
going to get a
them
little personal.
Yeah.
The reason why to put out the music is because, you know, then it's like an actual milestone litmus test to like where you were at and then where you're going.
Yep,
Your
it's
music will
timestamped.
get
It's a
better
time
and better
capsule,
and
man.
better.
Yeah.
So I
I
don't
mean,
know.
your album, your products are going to be a time capsule. You know? Like it's like it's crazy to think about. Like when I would make my music and like I listen back to it, I'm like, to think I was in this certain position at this certain time at this certain moment, mixing this, putting this here, doing all that there, and that's just frozen in time. And then you can't beat that. You can't. I mean, even if you never make it big or you don't really have a large audience or whatever, just to be able to document your life like that,
Good or bad.
Exactly.
It's like the fact that it was. You can't get that time back. So it's valuable.
You get improvement points.
You just encapsulated the whole moment and era of thing in fucking phonic. You know,
that's another good thing about the internet too. You know, and like all the stuff that all our podcasts, all our music, and
it's
everything.
Also a bad thing about the internet.
Well, I mean,
they'll
you can get it
remember.
removed if you pay enough. Like,
They never forget.
well, that's why you gotta. What do they say? You gotta dance like dance and sing like nobody's watching or listening, but like post and send text like somebody's gonna hold it in court or like show it in court. Yeah.
Carissa's always watching. The cameras are always rolling.
So you better
like a little
checking my.
Like, what is that?
That's me.
That's his fucking camera.
I'm checking my list twice, so
camera.
you know. All right. Well, thank you so much.
No, thank you,
This has
man.
been
Thank you, James.
On the
This is fucking
scene
great.
at the
it's a
Thesis
pleasure.
Pre-Function. We Out Here magazine. I'm Carissa Des.
I'm pretty fucking Leon.
My name is Jamie Fortune.
And
Yes,
do
sir.
you want to do a little quick shout out of your socials again?
Yeah, so it's
Again.
Jayme, Jamie, and then Fortune like the cookie. You'll find me on all
Hey,
socials.
Fortune like the cookie.
Yeah.
This
All
shit
right.
ain't sweet though.
Yeah, it's hard. Stuff his nails.
Shit
Listen
ain't
to it.
sweet, nigga.
Yeah, that's why I'm on the Thesis and you're not.
We out here, man.
I'm playing.
Yo,
I hope
thank
to
you
see
so
you there.
much. Yo,
Yeah.
we at the Thesis, fucking 9 o'clock.
If you're not
beat us
there,
there.
we'll know about it because we're
Yeah,
watching.
I'm fucking tallying. I'm gonna make sure that everyone in my contact list is there, including you, Mom. No, Mom, don't come, please. I don't want you to see me like that. I don't want you to see me drunk.
Thank you.
All right,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll see you
Climb your
later.
hands.
No, you're good. I have me too.
Yeah, we all got the clam hands.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I'll see you over there. Yeah.